this hat off very slowly. I'm going to put it right here next to me on the desk. You understand? I just took the hat off. I put it calmly right there. I'm going to be very calm about this live feed for 10 minutes or less about mastery. Everybody liking this? Took me 2 weeks to grow my hair back out. It's getting longer. I've been actually portraying, and I've been hanging out on Skid Row, a drunk, an alcoholic, someone who is trying to make his way back to life, who smokes. It's fake cigarettes, guys. Fake beans that have no tobacco or nicotine in them. So my first day of shooting was yesterday, and then today I had a first live audition I haven't had in a long time, where you walk into a room and see people instead of online and all that nonsense. It was an amazing audition, so I had to explain to them beforehand, how thick and unruly this is. But it was for another type of role, as you can see, and I just got home on this annoying thing about mastery. It's been gnawing at me constantly, and I want to tell you why. But first of all, most of you can't even define mastery. Oh, by the way, the baseball bat you saw on there, I don't have the bat, in case anybody gives me any trouble today. But what I do have is an authentic kukri. That's right, Bob Maxwell. Authentic. It is real. So real, it's got to be oiled and kept in this case. It's so real that you see the two little blades here? They are real. Two beautiful little blades, just in case anyone gives me any issues. It's a joke, guys. You got to say that these days, But anyway, did you hear that? So first of all, let's talk about mastery. Most of you don't even know what mastery is. You know why? Because you're not doing it. You're not mastering anything. You're running around doing 10,000 different types of styles, and you're collecting like it's collectibles, like it's an item or something. And you're not perfecting one or two things, right? For instance, in karate, they at the very least perfect the reverse punch. In taekwondo, they perfect certain kicks. In aikido, they perfect the way they move and they spin. But then you have so many people today running around doing all these electric arts, and nobody's mastering anything anymore, so much so you can't even throw a jab properly. So mastery begins with, at the very least, understanding. Let's just take a jab, for instance. I'm going to keep this slow. I'm not going to give you details on how to throw a jab, but I'm just going to give you just an example, right? You throw the jab, you get the head offline. You throw the jab, you don't flare the elbow, right? You don't flare the elbow like this on telegraph. You throw the jab, you twist the hip sometimes. You throw the jab, you hip the whip back as you pull the hand back. Why do you do that? So the follow-up for the second hand comes. And why do you pull the hip back on that one? So the follow-up for the next hand comes, or the next strike. And why do you pull the hip back on that one before you do this? So the follow-up on the next strike. And then back to position. Mastery. So when you're hitting something, mastery. It shows a mastery. Right? You can't be hitting. I saw someone send me a video today. I'm not going to say who it is. I won't give it out. But he sends me these videos all the time. I keep telling him, you know what, I'm going to call his name? Dwight. He knows it's going to annoy me, of somebody doing a right cross on something, and after the cross, they're doing this. What are they doing? Dragging their hand. That's not how you throw a right cross. And if you're going to do things improperly, do it so that it's not your default position. You're doing it as a plan. And then you have the boxers today, right? Let's get from this position, from right here, who are taking these hands and looping it way over here. Or taking these uppercuts and looping it way down here. Or taking these uppercuts on this side and looping it like, where the hell does everybody think they're going, as my acting teacher used to say. You have no mastery in anything. A street fighter can do that. If I wanted to see those types of fights, I can't even watch boxing anymore. Because everybody's swinging around. No mastery. Right? Mastery was hip and, right? See that slash? Right? It was slash. It was focus. Like a damn reverse punch. Mastery. And the reason why you don't have it is because you don't even know what it is to start with. So learn and understand, okay, what is a jab? How do I throw a jab? That's why I always go back to, what are you talking about? You can't come here and show me 10,000 moves. You can't even throw a jab and a cross properly. Right? You don't know about lines. You don't know about tracing lines. You don't know that the jab wasn't just meant to set somebody up. It was meant to hide the cross. It was meant to hide the cross. Not punching off of the shoulders, another one that's no mastery. Everybody punching off the shoulders like this. They're swinging, I mean, the list is just endless. But my point here today wasn't to give you this kind of a lesson in how to shoot each punch. It was the fact that you have no mastery in anything. You can't be kicking and winding your hands up like that. You can't be punching, let's say you get the jab right, you get your head off the line and flaring the elbow, or punching with this side here and flaring this elbow like that. I mean, there's so much wrong. And that's why in TCF long ago, that school and those students that got out of there, my wife, Brian Green, Dave Gopal, Allison, Tanya, Dave, I mean the whole list of them, Andrew, the list, Jason. You know why? You know why they came out like that? Martial arts, it was so embarrassing. It's so embarrassing to point to someone in martial arts. I only pointed to 3 things. Michael Jackson, for his mastery of what he was doing, or any dancer, Fred Astaire, or ballet. You think you can go on a ballet and learn to ballet and not have mastery and have your fingers all over the place? You can't do that. And gymnastics. The floor exercise, the ring guys, everything has to be exacting. And you know that thing you have about, well, in a street fight it's going to be sloppy. You know what that is? That's an excuse for you not to get it right when you're training. Of course, you're going to lose 30-40% of it when you're in the street. But that doesn't give you the excuse of walking away from the gym or going into a gym and not knowing how to shoot the damn thing so you have some mastery. Mastery in striking the ball. I don't even have to look at it. Mastery in the snap back. Mastery in the overhand right. Perfect position coming back. Mastery in the reset. Mastery in the uppercut. I don't even have to look. The mastery, the exactness of it. Let me see if I have any questions, because I have one thing to end with. I hope that makes sense. Everything I move around here, every piece of equipment that I use, let me come over here a little bit, and I move around here with, everything that I hit, every single thing, right, has that mastery to it first. Nothing flailing like this, no hands lagging like this, like I see all over, right? There's a mastery to it. A mastery. So that when it's time to hit it properly, right? Because I'm visualizing, I'm seeing those lines, I'm tracing my movements. Because I understand what it is to throw a jab, I understand what it is to throw a cross, I understand what it is to throw an uppercut, I understand how to throw an overhand right properly or overhand left. I can go on and on. The same with this dummy here. I don't do Wing Chun. I got the dummy for a specific reason, and I always thank Don for that. Love you, Don. Right? But even here, please, I don't do Wing Chun. I use it for another reason. But even for those who do Wing Chun, right? And you're on this thing, working this thing here, right? In the position. It's called mastery. Mastery of your movements. Not just 2, 3, and just lagging it like that. The mastery of moving. Mastery of moving. Mastery of moving. Let me see if I have any questions before I put my hat back on and drive myself crazy and sweat myself up in my suit here. All right, here we go. Comment. Can I click on Omar? Love the rant. I am truly humbled. I'm not ranting today. Am I not peaceful? Am I not? All right, I'll give everybody 2 minutes. I said 10 minutes only to see if there are any, but two, if anybody else has anything else to say, you let me know. But I wanted to just make that clear about just learn to do the darn thing properly, because you're not. And I lose interest immediately if somebody sends me a clip, right? If somebody sends me a clip and I see somebody do that, I'm out. Well, gee, can't you wait? No. Because you broke a fundamental premise law. I'm not going to go look at the other moves they have. It's like somebody telling me, hey, gee, let's go fly on this plane over here. And then I walk up to the plane, it's got no wheels. Come on, let's go. It's still going to take off. I'm not going on that plane. It might take off. With no wheels, how's it going to land? Martial arts, it's the same way. It's the same way. Now, let me check one more time. And then I'm going to be out here, Ron. Perfectly clear. Gee, thank you, Ron. Thank you very much, Ron. Right? Just take your time, especially in the beginning. You don't have to go fast. People say I'm fast or my wife is fast. We're not fast. We're just efficient. We understand lines. We understand perfection. If you can't get all of that right, all you martial artists out there, you know what to do? Get a cheap suit, take it to a tailor. I'm going to charge you a couple bucks to make it fit well, and at least get mastery in how you look. At the very least, you can do that, right? Okay, I love you all. Mwah! Bye.